there's three metaphors that have been like stuck in my brain recently. One of them I made up myself, and that's the first one I'm going to share. I came across this one on accident. So last week, as I was getting used to being in alignment more often and getting out of my resistance phase, I started segment intending because I'm listening to more Abraham Hicks again, and they say to do that. And it's basically your day is like cut into little segments, and segment intending is kind of self-explanatory, where you intend what you want to feel, what you want to experience in the upcoming segments. And so I was exercising that with work and really intending for a good day, making it to work on time, dealing with happy customers, everything going smoothly, and really just being kind of lighthearted with it, because even if it didn't work out, I'm fine with it being kind of I'm not fine with it, but I'm used to it, and it's not the end of the world if none of it actually comes to fruition. But to my, I wouldn't say surprise, because if I intended it, then I expected it. Things worked out. I would come to work on time. The day would go smoothly. The customers would be nice to me. And it was like, wow, this is like nice. My day is kind of enjoyable now. I haven't had enjoyable days in like a year because I was stuck in the whole resisting mode and tension and reacting mode. So after all that, in my head, I was like, okay, this is basically like manifesting, is it not? Like I'm manifesting a good day, manifesting these customers, these experiences. Let's kind of play around with it. Let's get some money involved. On my way back home, I was going to go to the grocery store. On the way to the grocery store, I was trying to segment intend to find money on the ground. I was messing around with the amount because $20, $100 felt like too much. $5 felt like a good amount. Like, that would be nice if I found $5. But, like, in my chest, resistance. Like, in my chest, I felt the doubt saying, like, what makes you think you're going to find $1 on the ground? And so I was like lowering the standard. I was like, okay, if not $5, I'll do $1. What about we just do penny or nickel? And like, yeah, it'd be super easy to find a penny on the ground. But no, I was like, okay, let me stick to the dollar. And I know that this doubt is not the true me, it's just my conditioning. And so I was trying to focus on the outcome that I wanted, which was finding the money or receiving the money. But that resistance was so strong. So we come to it. I'm at the gas station before I go to the grocery store, looking all over the ground. Just leaves rustling in the wind. Go to the grocery store, same exact thing, maybe a little bit of trash on the curb. Looking all over the ground. Nothing. This is the story that kind of applies to the metaphor, but I do want to tell you the end of the story. I go home, eat dinner, relax. I'm on the phone. I get a knock on the door, and it's my dad handing me a piece of mail. And he's like, it looks like a check. And I'm like, what? And so I open it, and it's a check. It's a check for my old job from 2 years ago. A settlement check for $50. And the feeling that I had opening it, seeing it, it felt like that part of me that doubted and resisted wanted to be surprised, wanted to be in awe. But I knew deep down that like this was expected. Like I asked for this. So like of course I would get this. Anyways, that stuff I still need to process because that's kind of a new thing for my body or my nervous system to experience. Anyways, my analogy from this, my metaphor, if you treat your manifestation like throwing a boomerang, intending for a good day at work or interacting with nice customers, that's like throwing the boomerang like standing in a field. You can trust yourself that you have the ability to catch it for it to come back to you. You don't have to throw it that far. Those are easy. But when it comes to things that are kind of outside of your comfort zone, like with me, the money thing, that was like me throwing the boomerang into the abyss, further outside of the field, into the sky, almost into space, it felt like. And I felt that doubt. I was like, I've never thrown a boomerang this far. How I know it's going to come back? It's really just a way to view manifestation and, I guess, learning how to grow that muscle and kind of conceptualize being realistic with what you can manifest right now, what your nervous system is capable of, how far you can throw the boomerang. We all know that we can create or bring into fruition anything and everything, like a brand new car, house, on the beach, I don't know, multiple houses. It's really all dependent on how well you can throw that boomerang, how well you can trust that once you let go of this boomerang, once you throw it into the abyss, that it'll come back. Okay, next analogy. Got this one from Google. It kind of relates to my whole story from the beginning. Remember that feeling that I was telling you about, the doubt and the resistance that I was feeling when I was trying to expect that money? I found this really good comparison to a dog or your dog barking at the mailman outside or the delivery man or woman. The bark is annoying, unnecessary, but from the dog's perspective, it's for safety. It's out of defense. It's just instinct. And when I put it like that, it kind of helps me create that separation internally. I know that the barking is not who I truly am, but it is still a part of me. If I think of the part that doubts my ego, my mind, the part that tries to overthink and logisticize, is that a word? The process of how I'm going to receive whatever I want. If I think of that part of me just like how I think of my dog, I'm like more easily able to like sympathize with it. It's just like, okay, it's okay, calm down. Like, we're safe. There's no real danger here. That metaphor has been really helping me recently, just with little things that come up for me. This is a dumb example and it's kind of embarrassing, but like in the shower, you know how you put the soap on. Okay, this is really random, but for the longest time I've been showering facing away from the shower head, so the water's like all on my back. But I suffer from like back knee, and so I use this acne body wash. Apparently you're supposed to let it soak, and I never did that. And so I started doing that, and that means that I have to face my back away from the shower head. And so when I put my shampoo on, there's so much room in the tub for there to be a monster. I don't know why, but I always imagine like the nun. It's so dumb. But anyways, whenever I'm in that, I used this recently, that kind of fear kicked in. I was like, what if there's someone behind me? And it's just like, no, we're safe. I know that, like, you want to keep me safe, but we are already safe, and you're kind of just barking for no reason. And that honestly kind of did really help. Last thing on that important thing, if you think of your ego mind, the part that wants to keep you safe, that keeps you stuck, as a separate entity, just know that it wants an emotional reaction out of you. It wants you to believe that it is you, because once you give into it, once you start believing and you start barking with your dog at the mailman, that's what gives it its validity. That's what gives it why that's so hard to say, its power. That's what keeps it alive. And so just keep that in mind. When I put it like that, it's kind of like a little game. Like, oh, it wants an emotional reaction out of me, so let me just not give it that. And let me like commit to like the true part of me. Let me stand my ground and practice my new truth. Okay, and the last one, got this from Abraham Hicks. Like, I've just been listening to them a lot, and this one kind of just stuck with me. I put my hand on a hot stove, and it hurts, obviously, but I keep my hand there. And someone comes up and asks me, like, why are you doing that? And I say, well, I do it because it's what's normal. It's what my family does. Or it's what everyone else does. That's really it. I mean, I feel like it's just like a really good analogy for how we kind of excuse stuff that's familiar, even though it's not good for us. I'm ready for bed. Honestly, talking about this stuff kind of woke me up a little bit and gave me a little bit of energy, but I do have to get to bed. I do want to wake up in less than 6 hours, which, see, I'm conflicted here. I'm about to go with my ego mind, or I'm going to go with what I want to practice. Either I'm going to say, I'm probably not going to wake up on time tomorrow because I want to get enough sleep, or I'm going to say, I intend to wake up tomorrow feeling refreshed, and it'll be like a relaxing day at work. There's just so many unlimited possibilities.